Did you go there? Janko asked. Yes, she said blankly while looking at the plates. Good. Don't let them know who you are to me. I mean, don't let them know about our relationship. Okay, he smiled. Okay, let's eat. She nodded and they both started eating, but Vine didn't want to eat. She hardly took one bite while on the other and he was eating his meal happily. She looked at him with the corner of her eyes and he was smiling while eating. She knew the reason. She looked at the back on the table and saw his best friend photo with him. She thought that she was coming. She looked down and started eating because she didn't give a damn about it. At night, you can go now. I want to spend some time alone. She got up while her head was spinning and she wore her shoes and grabbed her bag and then she went out. He sat down while breathing heavily, feeling so relaxed now. He closed his eyes while grabbing the box off. Now she was walking while holding her purse. Her eyes were sleepy and she was no more afraid of anything. In the middle of the night, there was no cab. She tried to call the driver, but he didn't pick up. She sat down on the road on her knees. Her legs were hurting like hell. She closed her eyes and suddenly a car came. Of course, they don't see who is. One opened her eyes and fell down because of the car. Her friend came out while shouting, "Are you crazy? Why are you sitting in?" One looked at her. "Why and what are you doing here?" She sat down and helped her to collect her things. Her boyfriend came out. "Who is this girl?" She is my friend." She got up and helped her to stand. "Are you crazy? What are you doing here?" "I was going to my home." "Come with me, I will drop you." She nodded and they all sat down in the car. The condition of the car was worst, but they managed to go in. "I will come to meet you tomorrow. Sleep because you are looking so tired." Man nodded and Eugene went out. Man locked the door and fell down on the couch. She closed her eyes and within a few minutes she fell asleep. In the morning, Man opened her eyes because of the car. She picked up the call and so why don't come home today because I'm going to Germany. Okay, she got the car and she threw her cell phone on the couch. "But I use this life, I'm living with him." She got up. "He is," and she didn't become it this happily. There was a reason behind it. She was forced to become this by her friend. He forced her by blackmailing her. He blackmailed her by saying that, and which she didn't know that when he clicked her. Because of this, she became like this. Man sat down on the chair and started drinking the coffee. Today was the day of freedom. She was happy that she would not serve him. She spent her half day doing cleaning, and in evening her friend came. She entered and saw her sitting on the couch tidy. When she looked at him, "Come and sit." He smiled and sat down beside her. Eugene was fully dressed and Mar was looking at a homeless girl. In front of her, Ryan, "What did you do to yourself?" Ryan looked at her with sleep. "Yes, why? What's wrong with me? You changed so much. What happened to you?" "I'm not happy." And I'm not happy. Why? What happened?" Eugene asked. Man didn't answer and just looked at her. Eugene curved and sat down. Said, "Don't tell me it's true." Ryan nodded and Eugene hard breathing. "Did he torture you? Are you serious?" "Yeah, and what's new?" Eugene grabbed her hand and removed the shirt and "What?" she said blankly, and Eugene was about to burst her because of anger. "Are you crazy? What are you saying? It's not a normal thing. How can he so helpless?" "It's happening with me because of Dad, man. John forced me." "I know, but you know Dad, what I ordered to Jim to find him and beat him." "Your Jimmy?" "Yes, my Jimmy. Now he's my fiancé. You know, na, he's so good-hearted man. I never saw anyone like him." "Congratulations." "But why did he torture you now?" "How he tortured you? It's so painful. I feel it with tears. I can't imagine that." Hitchens has also become tears. She checked her neck. "You are in so much pain. Leave him. He's so toxic. And do you know the reason why I do this?" He said, "I'm ugly." Jean's jaw dropped. What did he see himself in the mirror? He looked like an idiot. One didn't say anything, and Izzy put her hand on her cheek. "Leave him. I can't break the contract. He will kill you while torturing you." "No, I will not. He just loves to do that stuff." "What stuff?" "Junko, it hurts. Why don't catch us inside?" she said while cupping her hands slightly and starting doing his things. Her tears fell on her cheeks, but he didn't stop. He was smiling while holding her. "Do you have scars on it?" "I have on my body." "Why not kill him?" "Are you crazy? How can I do this? He's just using you." "I know, but in return I get money." He will not leave you because of the contract. "Why not? I will tell him about it." "Are you mad?" "No, it's secret, so don't tell him." "But if it again," he said, "he will not do that again." He lied. She lied. "Yes, but he should be in jail." "Then I got money in return." "Leave him. I will give you money." "You will not understand," she said while having a fun. "I understand everything. Just leave him after this." Okay, don't worry and don't tell him. Okay, she hugged him. I will believe that he will change. Agent broke the hug. You want to change him? You just leave that toxic man after the contract man like him never change. He never, his words don't fall in love with him. Agent went out and now one was sitting on the couch while thinking about him. She wanted to change him and start a life with him. But she didn't know he was a beast under human skin. The next morning, when Ed saw him sitting alone, he looked at her and smiled. She walked towards him and pulled her towards him and made her sit beside him. He laid his finger on her arm and said, "Do you miss me?" "Yes, I also miss you." When I decided to stop torturing you, Van Janko said, "Really?" "Yeah. I know it hurts you." She nodded. "Now let's start a new life together." I decided to change myself. She smiled and hugged him. He served the dinner to her. She was looking at him with lovely eyes. She never saw him smiling so much. He was so happy. He sat down in front of her while smiling. After seeing his smile, her world faded and she lost in him. And at that he didn't hurt her and let her sleep in his house. Now she was sleeping on the bed and he was sitting on the couch staring at her. There were so many evil thoughts running in his evil mind. He smiled and grabbed his cell phone and smiled after seeing his best friend. "For her I will do everything, man," he whispered and started laughing. 3 months later. Want a baby? She looked at him. "You want a baby?" But thought, without what? "Why? Nothing. Don't worry about the marriage. I will marry you next month." She surprisingly looked at him. "You wanted to marry me?" He nodded. She smiled brightly and started jumping in happiness. He also started smiling. "What? What did you say, Brian?" "Yes, Eugene, he really wants to marry me." Eugene was surprised. "Okay, but I hope you reject it." "No, I accepted it." Eugene took a deep breath. He literally did that for months and he wanted to marry that beast. He angrily said, "Are you crazy?" "Agent, he changed so much. He apologized and I forgave him. He never tortured me after that and you believe him. He's just a manipulator. Why not marry him?" "But Agent, he proposed to me." "Then reject him." "No, I can't." "Why and why don't you understand? He's controlling you." "No, he just said he loves me." Agent shift. "There's a reason behind this manipulation." "There's no manipulation." "Ryan, shut up, and I thought that you would leave him after the contract." "I will give you two options. Choose one, he or I." "What?" "Yes, choose one." "Why are you doing this?" "Because I care for you. I thought that I would file a case on him after your contract, but you changed for him. He doesn't." "I can't leave him. Don't do this." Agent got quiet. "You will regret this. You will suffer." "I will not." She nodded and got up. "Why are you doing this? Where are you going?" "No, I'm not your friend. Just live with him." "Agent, please don't do this," Ryan said while grabbing her hand, but suddenly Chunk added, "What are you doing, Ryan?" "We were just talking." He looked at their hands and Agent. She was looking at him with hate. He smiled and walked towards her and Ryan grabbed her hand. "Don't force someone to stay with you because nobody will care for you." Agent closed her eyes in anger but opened them and walked out. He smoked. "Let's go." She nodded and they both walked out. A month later, he got mad and she was sitting in front of his sketch. Someone gifted him his sketch and Maya was staring at it. The sketch was so big and Junko placed it on the wall. "Minnie, who gifted him this?" "A man came and handed me this." "Okay." She was about to turn but suddenly she saw the sign. "She gifted him this." "Who?" "Lily, his best friend." She felt different feelings. "She's a good artist." Van Hamden started walking towards her room. "At night, Lily gifted you a very good sketch." She looked at her. I thought that you would not find out. But I did. You didn't tell me that she's an artist." "I didn't think about it, that's why." She passed a fake smile and they both started it. One started to feel insecure but Janko because of Janko. She didn't even ask him about her. She was scared of him because his expression changed when he heard about Lily. Now, while she was sitting on the bench while rolling her, she was smiling and ran out when it came positive. Really, she jumped at him and I hugged her. I'm so happy." He was smiling. He broke the egg and kissed her forehead. "Thank you for this." He again hugged. 8 months passed. "Mrs. Ryan, she's here." "Who?" Lily. Ryan looked at her. "She wanted to meet you." "Okay, I'm coming." Minnie nodded and Ryan looked at the frame of his, but she wore her shoes and went out. She came in and saw her sitting on the couch. Lily got up while smiling. Hi, when Van came. Van smiled and sat down on the couch. I didn't come to your meeting, so I decided to visit you today. By the way, where is he? He's at work. Oh, okay, Van. I want to ask about your life. Suddenly, Van gets traveled on her ring. Is it Mrs. Joy ring? She suddenly asked. Did he had a ring? No, it is mine. I think so. I now have to go. Why, actually, I came here to complete but nice to meet you. After saying this, she went out. Now she was sitting by her while holding her cell phone and also massaging her forehead. What are you doing, Mrs. Joy? I'm calling him. Minnie looked at the clock. You should sleep. You are looking tired. No, I will wait for him. That night she waited for him the whole night, but he didn't come. The next morning, where were you? She said after seeing him entering the room. I was working on a project, but what are you doing? Did you sleep at night? Yes, don't lie. He also lay down and she hugged him from behind and closed her eyes. Her mind was full of Millie. She didn't like her, and after seeing her ring, she took so much stress. She tightly hugged him. After 2 weeks after, her condition was not good, but still she managed to come here. She wanted to check his this room. She opened the door and entered inside, and her eyes were widen after seeing like Lily's sketches. She sketches Janko. She was surrounded by his frames, but the world stopped after seeing his confession. Why? She looked back at him. Where was on his face? He walked towards her, but he looked down and looked at her. She fell down, and he ran towards the hospital. She got blessed with a daughter. She opened her eyes and looked at Minnie. She got up and came to her. Minnie, where is my baby? Congratulations, you are blessed with a daughter. One smart, but still she was in the worst condition. Tell me, where is she? They said they will give you when you go home. Is she okay? Yeah, don't worry. One smiled and Minnie turned while having sad face. 2 days later. Where's Janko? He didn't come to see me. He's waiting for you at home, okay? She sadly said. At home, she came out of the car and walked towards the house with a smile. But when she entered, she saw him standing in front of the window while looking outside. There was no one there. Janko, he turned and looked at her. Where is she, my daughter? She walked towards him. Why? And I gave her to Lily. She stopped and now your time is over here, so go back. What? Your time is over, you can go now. What do you mean? Means I only want a baby and I did. And also Lily wants a baby because she couldn't produce a boy used you. Her mind stopped and tears started falling. Throw her outside the mansion. Michelle did and he threw her outside. She was crying like a mess and begging him, but he was standing in the room was catching her. She sat there for hours, but they started pushing her. At the end, she got up and started walking. Minnie was looking at her with pity eyes. Minnie was just a maid, so she just helped him by calling her friend. Man was walking while crying, but suddenly a car stopped in front of her, and her friend came out in front in the car. She ran towards Van. Van, come with me. She might want to file a case on him as soon as possible. Such an idiot. Man, shameless. You can't do anything with him, she said while having tears. Why? Because I was nothing for him. That marriage was fake. He is unwritten. And I also have a proof that he married you just for baby and also he tortured you. But I got money in return. Why? And you are such an idiot. See what will I do? One anger ran and started crying. Don't cry, Eugene said while sitting beside her. Eugene and Jim filed a case on him, but he didn't care because he was so powerful. After 6 months, Van was living a life of regret and the only thing she wanted to do. Now Janko was having breakfast and but Lily came and he looked at her. Where is she gone? Janko, she got kidnapped. He got up. What? How? Someone came and kidnapped her. He already ran out after searching for weeks. He came to know Lily's only 6 months daughter. He felt a sting in his heart after hearing who did. He fell down on the floor. He couldn't believe his ear, but suddenly Lily came. He got up after seeing her and grabbed her. His lover entered and he was so shocked to see him with Gion. His lover grabbed Lily's hand and now your wife and daughter are mine. Lily was crying but she can't do anything. Junk was about to grab his collar but my guards pushed him. Your daughter, he said while giving her to one. She smiled and rolled her. Where is that bitch? She's in the basement. They both laughed. Just see whatever I will do with her. Junk just shot her and beat her. Wayong was Jim's friend and he asked for help from me. Wayong also wanted to destroy Janko. Lily used to send him sketchy because she was madly in love with him. But then she stopped doing that because she found Janko. Wayong started to hate Lily because he thought that she used him. After 1 month, I ready when she nodded, then go and do this. When nodded and came out of the car, she walked towards the house and landed and of course there was no cause. She entered the house and saw him sitting on the scattered glasses and things. He looked at her and smiled. Why and I missed you was shut up. Don't you think that you can control me again? He looked at her with teary eyes. Are you still mad at me? I came here to. You came here to, but I have already died. What a cheap dialogue. Really, Ryan? Listen to me before killing me. I don't came here to. I am child of my father. I am the son of his. I don't want to call my mother because she was forced to do this just like you. They treated her like trash in front of my eyes. She just wanted respect and he didn't give her. Because he married another woman. I have other siblings who got love. I saw my dad treating women like trash. He divorced his wife and got so many girls, but he tortured them. I heard their screams one day. I asked him, and he told me that this is the best way. I grew up and you came into my life. I started doing that stuff with you, but she came a light in my life at that time. I thought to free you, but she told me that she can't have baby and we made a plan that I used you, which obviously I did wrong. I used you and got what I want, but then I came to know about true colors. And then I think that the only person who loved me truly was you. He was going, when I have so much bad childhood. I live in a traumatic life. I became so bad and hurt you so much. Why telling me this? Because I'm guilty. If you want forgiveness, then I don't care. I was dumb that I believed you. I don't care. Don't know that I was living in a fake marriage. That marriage was not fake. Still, I don't care. These are the files of my company. He hardly spoke. If you don't want them, then give to my daughter. He fell down. Once I bit him, she stepped back and he fell down. Janko, are you alive? She walked towards him and she turned him and he touched his tired cheeks. Don't take me anywhere. I want to die here where I spent my childhood and married life. She tried to hold him, but he closed his eyes. His cell phone rang, and she picked up the call. Did you? No, he's a bad guy, but I'm not fine. Seriously, I want him to live in regret. How can he die so easily? She lied. Okay, they came out and within a few minutes when they came, he died. He was no more. She looked at him and nodded. After 2 months, Ryan and Regine, Egon was playing here. He was and their life became a pretty life after him.